It has been a long time coming. So let's go back in the time capsule here to 2016. At this particular stage of my life, I had just moved out of my parents' house, right? So here I am, my buddy and I, in our apartment, and I got a cute neighbor. And I go jogging every now and then. I like to keep in shape, and occasionally we'll do the whole eye glance cross capture thing. I'm actually going to pick up my cousin who's visiting from LA, and she kind of scurries over. Hey, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Pam. She's Brazilian. I don't know if that's a Brazilian accent or not. And I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? My name's Greg. I just moved into Unit 2. I noticed. This conversation goes great. If great means that there were all kinds of red flags and all kinds of signs that this would not be something that should continue in any facet, including the fact that she had 3 children. Red flag. I am still a child myself. I could not even envision raising children, all right? But anyways, when I go to leave, she says, well, maybe I should give you my number just in case. Well, sure, what can that hurt, right? So implement your number into my mobile device. So I'm telling my cousin all about this. Jason, he's a great guy. And I'm kind of getting the feeling that he's like, I doubt she was that forward with you, right? He soon found out. So we get to my apartment, and I'm walking to the door, and she's kind of scurrying her way behind us. And I lean to my cousin, I'm like, hey, dude. That's her. That's Pam. She's right behind her. And as undelicately as I'm about to tell you right now, I was thinking maybe I'd come over later for some wine. This is my cousin, Jason. He's here from LA. Probably not. Cue me, my roommate, my cousin, playing some card game and drinking a lot of wine. As these card games are unfolding and wine is decreasing. Man, if I don't text her and at some point if I just totally neglect her, it'll be awkward because I gotta go park in front of her house every day and she lives right next to us and I can't handle this because I'm a millennial. So then we come up with the greatest idea ever concocted by people in existence. We'll find out later that this was not a great idea. So she comes over and she brings her house help who had a name. She really had a name. It sounded like Jay-Z. We just called her Jay-Z the whole time. Didn't speak any English. I'm pretty sure she had a blast. So we're playing this card game until Marco, my roommate. Hey, so how old do you think Greg is? 33. I am barely 23 at this stage of my life. I don't even have this beard. I just shaved. I look like a baby. And then me. Hey, how old are you? In zero circumstances is a great thing to ask anybody. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I thought she was a little older. I'm thinking like 28, right? This is like an attractive 28-year-old Brazilian woman. She was 33. Red flag. I have the maturity level. I'm not ready to date a woman. So things are kind of winding down. Jay-Z had left, and I'm going to walk Pam out, close the door. I say, hey, Pam, thanks for... Bam! Her face is now on my face, leeching onto my lip pieces. I kind of like, hey, thanks, I think, Pam, for that, but also kind of sent her home. I go inside, and then I get a text message. She's like, come back outside. Go back outside. And she says, hey, I have a husband. Red flag. You think that's going to be a problem? It's kind of the worst problem you can have. So I'm like, oh, okay, I don't even think we should be, seeing each other or texting or walking maybe past each other. And I go back inside. I'm thinking, man, what a crazy night. The next day, me and my cousin are playing a board game made for 12-year-olds, and then I hear a knock on the door. It's freaking Pam. She's like, oh, I have this chair upstairs. It's really heavy, and I can't take it down to the trash can to throw it out. Red flag. Like a skier, just kind of like maneuvering my way past all these red flags. So I go, I throw it out, and I'm coming back, and she's running after me. Okay, my husband, he is married to me, but it's only for the green cards. It's kind of sad, but see you later. I'm blocking numbers left and right. I don't know how many numbers this woman has, but I'm like, block number, block number. A couple weeks passed, and I'm telling this exact story. I've literally gotten to this point in the story with a few friends that night. I get a text from my roommate, Marco, saying, don't come home, she's in the house. Excuse me? I opened the door, and it was her, and she was holding a bottle of wine. What's happening right now? Well, I'm eating raviolis at the kitchen table. And what is she doing? Well, she's at the bar. So he tells her to leave. The way this whole neighborhood works out is I kind of have to park in front of her house, then to walk around and get to my house over here. There's no way in the world that this woman's awake. She's got 3 kids. I flick the lights off in my car, and I'm turning in, and I pull up in front of her house. One window, the drapes are open. It's the living room. This dark figure just gets up, walks across the window, opens the door, and guess who it freaking is? It's Pam. Red flag. She came walking after me. Hey, I don't think it's cool that you tell Marco to kick me out of the house. I'm not a very mean person in spirit, and I just kind of told myself at this point, like, you need to start being mean to this person. I do not find you attractive. As if that's like the worst insult. I don't like you, never liked you, and I go back to my house. So I talk to Marco, and I'm like, dude, what the heck happened, man? And he's messaging her on Instagram as we're talking, and he's showing me these text messages, and I'll show you these text messages. This is the actual text messages. How terrifying is that? What am I supposed to think? Dude, maybe we should do a restraining order. I don't know if you just claim restraining order. I don't know if it's just something you have to state or like a status you put on your Facebook. But I mentioned the word. I was like, restraining order to Marco, and he was just kind of looked at me like I was an idiot and went to bed. Things didn't progress a whole lot after that. We got a note taped to Marco's car at one point because we had started parking on the other side. It had actually rained the night before. Like a wet piece of toilet paper just like slapped onto Marco's window. You couldn't read anything, and it was really long, which means she took a lot of time to write this. Christmas morning, 2000 and something. On Instagram, you have a requested message section. I didn't know this was a section. These are messages that people want to send you that you don't want to get. I'd already blocked Pam. So this inbox had 3 messages from Pam to me. All 3 of them links to the same YouTube video on 3 different dates, like months apart. The YouTube video? Selena Gomez's Can't Keep My Hands to Myself. If you have not partaken in the viewing experience that is this music video, I encourage you, do not go and watch it. It is a terrible video. Selena Gomez breaks into a man's house, puts on the man's clothes, kind of starts touching herself on his bed, and then, bam, cops come and arrest her. Hello?